have seen some of the biggest organizations. Thank God you mentioned Black Lives Matters. It was one of the biggest things built on to make Black lives better, to get them justice, to stop police brutality, to stop them racism, to make their lives a meaningful one. And yet we see the head of those organizations fail the integrity. Some of the most ridiculous.
That was murdered.
So it's no news that NGOs in Nigeria are always on the front runner of different controversial issues. One of this is a call for help with Creme has done a GoFundMe. So we stumbled across a GoFundMe recently sent to us by a community member that Creme is now seeking funds to get their shelter home running because they are lacking in funds now. And their shelter home will close down very soon, the one in Abuja. And it has called for concern, and people have felt really bad that this will leave a lot of LGBTQI members homeless and without a place to stay. But yet again, community members have rather dropped some controversial opinions, saying that Creme, the founder should not be seeking for funds because they seem living a heavy lifestyle of traveling in planes, eating at expensive restaurants, going to lodging in hotels, and they've seen different pictures of him posting different updates. So when if he's not living a broke lifestyle, then how come the safe house or shelter does not have funding? Different opinions, different questions. I spoke to the founder myself, but I'm sure it's going to be on Q Talk Breaking Wireless to tackle some of these opinions. But before we go in, before we give in our full opinions, I'll show you guys even the picture of the GoFundMe. I remain your host, Marvelous Kelechi. And I'm always joined by Chimerezi Henry Awunaya in our Toast Studios in Canada. Chimerezi, how are you doing today?
Keduma people, good morning. I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing good.
I'm good, thank you very much. So guys, Q Talk Breaking News Wahala starts now. Chimerezi, you saw that post, we all saw it, and it was saying that they need help for their shelter home in Abuja. And, it's a good thing to provide shelter for community members, a fantastic thing. The thing of, I commend them. To be honest, I actually commend them. But there have been reports trickling in from community members. We've seen some of those reports. I think we will talk about them. Some of the reports that came in. That people said that the time they were giving the grant for a shelter home, they made millions or got millions in donations, according, and millions in donations. They even are claiming that it was tens of millions that came in through donations, and tens of millions, as you know, is enough to erect a building in Nigeria. They could have erected a building. They could have said, okay, maybe Lagos was too expensive. I'm moving to Mowe Bafu, or let me not give my opinions as I'm breaking news now, but those are the people, that's what some people have said that, oh, you could have moved it to either Mowe Bafu, close to Lagos. It's just 100 naira bus to Lagos or 150. And lands are cheap here. I could have erected a structure that will permanent, and you get your C of hold and everything, and your certificate of what's occupied, whatever it is, you would have gotten everything. The house belongs to you, which is eternal, and nothing would have shook it from your hands. But now you paid the rent. People are asking how much was this rent? How was the rent paid? And people are just calling transparency or form of things. People have also talked about the lifestyle of the ED that's always traveling in hotels. Different opinions too. You heard some of those opinions. What do you have to say about this? What is your own 2 cents on this?
When we have leaders who are not people oriented, when we have EDs who are not, purely for the good of the people they are leading, we have situations like this. When you are purely for the people, you think about the actions you do. Before they started this GoFundMe, kudos to them anyways, before they started this GoFundMe, before they started thinking of housing and caring from the homeless people or the homeless LGBTQ people, I feel this organization should have more than one person. This organization should have had a body of people who sat down and said, this is what we want to do, this is how we're going to do it. It's not just one person. I know they say one good head is better than 2 coconut hair. So I'm not going to say that the people, they were coconut head, but I still am baffled about how, the whole thing just went haywire. Like you rightfully said, the ED should have erected a structure. The ED should have gotten a land. The ED should have thought about a permanent building. But at that time, maybe they weren't thinking about a permanent building. They were thinking about a temporary. So I feel at the end of the whole day, now that Creme de la Creme is seeking funds. I don't, to be honest, I swear, I don't know what to say. This is appalling. I swear, this is appalling. As long as we have black people who are not genuinely, seeking the good of the people, things like this will have. There is only one thing that can be the reason. It could be that the ED stole the money, use it for his personal benefit, use it for his luxurious lifestyle, started changing his wardrobe, started flying places he knew he will never fly in a million years, started using this money for his personal things. That is the honest truth. That is the only explanation. Like I've said this so many times, as an organization, there is supposed to be a public fund transaction. I've forgotten what they call that thing, where the public can see all the transactions that has been spent. For me, the only thing I will ask from Creme de la Creme to validate them is for them to bring out the expenditure of the funds they have raised. In America here, the Black Lives Matter movement is facing the biggest criticism right now, because now that they are doing a tax auditing on the Black Lives Matter, they have discovered that the Black Lives Matter CEO, he was paying millions to her brother-in-law for security that she could have gotten less, was paying millions to her baby daddy for services she could have gotten from other people. So these are the things we talk about transparency. So for Creme de la Creme to validate itself, and for them to also be able to bring back the most important thing is bring back the trust of the public, they have to submit their expenditure. We need to see where each $1 went to. Once we can see where each $1 went to, we can either know if this was just share, or I don't want to use the word stupidity, but if this was just share non-intelligent, or if this was just him using, or some people squandering the fund and the donations they have received from the general public. And again, I feel when it comes to LGBTQ housing, though we are trying to house these people, but as an organization, if QRetalk was supposed to provide housing, they're also supposed to be providing a source of recovering more, or ensuring that after we get this fundraiser today, in the next 5-10 years, we are not looking for how to get another fundraiser. It is supposed to be a place of obtaining more resources to sustain what has been built. You will not say we need money for hospital, and after you build the hospital, next year you now say, oh, we need money to pay the workers in the hospital. After we pay the workers again, you now say, oh, we we need money to repair the roof of the hospital. No, that is not how things are work. We build the hospital. From the hospital, when the hospital is running, you have to make sure that that hospital is providing some funds to sustain itself. So these are questions we need to sit down and talk to the board of directors in Creme de la Creme to know what's up. If we raise this amount of funds right now, this year, next year, 5 years from now, are you going to be asking for more fund? When are you going to stop asking for fund? How much fund do you need for you to provide a permanent situation in this case for this organization? By now, Creme de la Creme should have been saying, out of the 20 million we got from fundraising, we were able to build more homeless shelters. We were able to also donate funds to sustain our worker. We are even trying to build more retreatment or even workspace centers. That is what we are expecting from Creme de la Creme. But no, that is not what is, that's not what the reality is. Over to you, Mr. Chaffo.
So for me, I would say this: if every NGOs in Nigeria were to do an audit on how they spend money, I can guarantee you that 95% of them, if not 99%, will not survive that storm, will not survive the transparency test. Most of them, no sense of accountability, no sense of a commitment. It's just about how to make money, how to eat, or righteousness. It's a normal thing in Nigeria. But for NGOs, people who talk for the community, most of them are built on unrighteousness, built on lies, built on non-commitment, built on unaccountability. It has become a terrible thing. There's a rot in that system. And if you try to fight that system, they make you, rather than adjust, they make you an enemy and they blacklist you. I thank God. If it was left to the NGOs in Nigeria, probably Kiwi Talk will not even have hundreds of subscribers. We'll be dead a long time ago. But like they always say, God is not man. Moving on to the issue now. One of the three of the basic things in human life is food, clothing, shelter. Very, very basic. Now, I commend Creme de la Creme, first of all, for thinking of one of the basic things, which is shelter. And as I heard, also, it comes with food sometimes and clothing. It comes with it sometimes. That they help people in their GoFundMe, they give them, the people in their shelter, giving them food, giving them. So it's a commendable thing. I thank them for thinking of transparency and for thinking of the human life and the LGBTQI life. But one thing that comes with thinking of people also comes with transparency. We have seen some of the biggest violations. Thank God you mentioned Black Lives Matter. It was one of the biggest things built on to make Black lives better, to get them justice, to stop police brutality, to stop them racism, to make their lives a meaningful one. And yet we see the head of those organizations fail the integrity, some of the most ridiculous things ever. Imagine somebody buying even I heard that a gold-seated plate or some of the most ridiculous things, paying as high as thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars for security, going to almost was it not 5 countries in just 1 week, just because, not for business sake, not to meet business partners, just because you wanted to talk. Even the musicians go like that. Some of the most ridiculous things I saw in the allegation, this thing, ridiculous. Moving on to the Nigerian factor now, the Nigerian aspect now. Coming down now, I got tens of millions of donations. Where did those donations go into? It was a fantastic point to read, auditing. Before people can give you that money, they would need to ask, where did this money go into? How well did you utilize this money to better the lives of community members? Because what you see now is most people going into activism just to get a bigger pocket, to beg a bigger war chest, to get bigger wardrobes, to get bigger visa stamp on their passport.
It's more like glorified begging.
Activists. Yeah, exactly. In the name of all activists. Some of them even lie. We cannot lie that we want to help the life of community member, we want to better life of them, to fund themselves, their school fees, to get school fees, to fund their parties, to fund their wardrobe wears, to fund their visa traveling, to fund their lies. Is that how the community will move forward? Is that how we recognize? Is that how we fight criminals? Is that how we tackle the law? When criminality is the order of the day, when unrighteousness, evil, satanic activities, luciferious thinking is what rules us. Is that how we move forward? I'm just surprised. I'm just tired. I'm sure the ED will respond. I am sure. Franklin is my friend. Franklin knows me. But it's becoming like becoming like almost like a vampire thing. When we keep on seeing it, oh, okay, it's a normal, and they will tell you, when you talk, like people will tell you, NGOs, you can't tackle them. What have you done for the community? And I asked most of them, what have you benefited? If they tell you, I was reading that message. I heard that message, the money message give to Nigerian community members is, sorry, can you hear me?
Your camera just went off.
Yeah. So as I was saying again, that the money, I heard from a source, that the money UNC give to Nigerian NGOs is worth almost hundreds of millions of dollars to African NGOs already, pumping them in Africa, with Nigeria topping the list. And then I wonder, I look at those money, that this is so much money. How is it being spent? How is it being done? What is it? Because the average Nigerian life, or the average Nigerian, LGBT community member, does not show the intervention of NGOs, does not show the intervention of community-based support in their life. The ones that were rich were based on either they had their parents' money, came from fantastic parents, well-to-do parents, or they worked their ass out to get their money, or they did once and did this thing.
And later changed their career and became more vocal.
Exactly. And they did once and they changed their this thing. Or it's not even, I don't see a lot of, what's the word? I don't see any community support or NGO support in their lives. And it's just so sad. It's just so sad. I know that what's the name? What's the name? Franklin might use the excuse in just landing my plane and calling this a rap. Franklin might have used the excuse that probably then it was just a temporary shelter or wasn't informed. So now if he wants to want or if he's looking for a grant now and he adds that he wants to build a house, you know that it's Q Talk that gave you that idea and not your advisors or your committee or your board of trustees. It was your Q Talk that will give you that idea. So please give us the credit that we deserve. You know, I will say again, if you say then, if you put it on them, if you put it to your funders that this is the right way to go, this is the long run commitment, this is what will build the community, or this is what truly will be the final solution or the silver bullet, they will be willing to support it. And the money might even be higher. They might even see a reason why to invest, and it might become better. And it's just a permanent solution. It's just so sad. It's just so sad. Just hearing the organizations are here, the news, even we are filtering our words. Some of these committee members said they were unprintable things that we will not even hear because we got the things that we heard. It's just unprintable things. Timothy, your final comments before we just call this a wrap.
I feel ED should do better. We should eradicate greed. We should eradicate classism, because this is pure classism. This is pure greed. This is pure, I want to live a better life, and this is the opportunity for me to live a better life. And that is one thing that has killed Nigeria. That is one thing that is still killing Nigerians, even down to its NGOs. We should know that the only thing we are supposed to take out from activism, the only thing we are supposed to take out from donations are our professional service fee. Even in some grants, they say your professional service fee must be free, and you can take only even 5% of your professional service fee. For example, I record, I edit for QRetalk. I'm not going to tell QRetalk to pay me 1 million for my editing or 5 billion for my editing. No, because I know that my professional fee should be given out as a charitable duty to the community. If then I am being giving out my full legal fee or my full service fee to QRetalk, then I'm not doing a charitable cause. I'm just doing business. So if NGOs wants to come out as a full-fledged business, they should come out as a full-fledged business. But if they want to be called NGOs, a charitable cause, they should begin to practice and do this charitable cause. They need to also have good advisors. We've seen a lot of ND. I don't know who is advising them. I don't know who their advisors or their board of trustee, but their board of trustee is them, their brother, their mother, their father, or them, their husband, their friends. And that's who you call your board of trustees. I think you should also sometimes step out from that your board of trustees and take some professional advice from people who run NGOs and say, okay, this is what we are trying to do.
Like the one who puts her husband and a cleaner as the board of trustees, the cleaner that she trusts, that she can tell you go, cleaner that she can control. You want to put them and quickly call them to the grant office and put them there as the board of trustees. Joke. Some things that you hear in the committee, makes you sick. You went and called your cleaner and called your this thing.
Why is your video turning off? But yes, so we need to delegate those who are the board of trustees. You cannot just be putting your family members as board of trustees. You need to step out and do the right thing. I feel Creme, you can do better. In short, I was a little bit lenient on this episode because it's Creme. I want to be careful of what I say. I want to be political correct of what I say. But if I was to say my true mind, Creme, una no try. You guys should do better. And for you guys to do better, you must bring back trust. Because right now, we don't trust a single thing you are about to say or you're going to say. We don't even trust the documents you're going to print as expenditures. We need to see receipts. We need to see signatures. We need to see dates. We need to see what do they call those things? Transaction slips. We need to see bank statements. That is how deep it's going to get. Because if we are to investigate this matter deeply from the government, if the government was like to be a good government, we will see that Creme has misused the funds for community. We owe our community a great deal of commitment when even $1 is given as donation. That $1 should be used for what it is said it is used for. Don't use it for gambling. Don't use it for anything. If they say this is $1, this $1 is for food. Even if you are going to the market and you saw something that will make it better, just for transparency, use that $1 and buy the food. To be honest, I feel that is the level we need to get to, and that's my final word. So like we say, please also at the end of the whole day, Cream Dollar Trim has tried. Kudos to them. Keep on doing the good works you're doing, but please do change and be more transparent. And Marvelous, final words. And
No, thank you very much. I don't think I have any final ones. Franklin knows that he's one of the EDs, the NGO EDs that I even look up to. We're very good friends. We talk every time. And he knows that if I was to pitch an ED, I would pitch, he would be one of the first, the top three, if not the first. I don't want to overhype him. But on Q Talk, why we are called Q Talk and why that name stands is because we make it real. We will not be intimidated or blackmailed or be frienditized or whatever word you want to call it, and will not say because you are a friend, we'll join you in the Black Lives Matter movement and we try to sweep things like carpet. No. So that when we start with Franklin, if Franklin is our friend and we can talk like this, know that if it's your own turn too, we are going to talk the same way too and be as blunt as possible if community members raise allegations against you. So that's it. And thank you guys for watching. Till next episode, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends, tell your family members, and everybody. And support our GoFundMe. Till next episode. See you guys later. Peace out.